Hello! This week we make an incredible chocolate cake based on the Brooklyn Blackout cake. It's covered in chocolate pudding, it's got a marshmallow centre and crushed Oreo crumb on the outside, and it looks like an Oreo.
Absolute killer. Let's do it!
This recipe is split into three components: your cake, your pudding and your marshmallow.
It's the cake where we're going to start. So take the butter and melt it slowly in a pan and then whisk in all the other wet ingredients. You'll need the exact weights and measurements, and you get those available in the link down below. This is the easiest cake mix ever. With all the wet stuff combined, we now put all of the dry stuff into a big bowl. Pour the wet stuff into the dry stuff and whisk it up until it's lump free, then divide it between two cake tins. Step number 2, whilst we wait for our cake to bake, we can make chocolate pudding. Come on over to our pudding station. It really couldn't be simpler. Add in the milk and all the other ingredients into a pan. Whilst cold, whisk it together, then heat it until it dissolves and thickens.
As we said, this particular recipe is inspired by the Brooklyn Blackout chocolate cake. And if you join me over in Fact Corner, then I'll tell you more. During World War II in Brooklyn, New York, the Civil Defense Corps ordered citywide blackouts so that their ships could go off into battle without being spotted by enemy planes. One particular bakery decided to pay homage to the Brooklyn Blackouts by creating this cake, and that is why we are making it today. We are embellishing it slightly with the additions of Oreos and making them far more internety by putting marshmallow in the centre and making it look like an Oreo, but that is basically why we're doing it, isn't it, Ben?
Yes. And talking of black stuff, we're also going to brush black coffee over our sponge as it cools. The pudding thin, glossy and smooth like that, transfer it into a bowl to cool down.
And here's a tip: cover it in cling film, make sure that the cling film is in contact with the pudding and it stops it from developing that horrible skin.
Step number 3 is the marshmallow middle, which is definitely not traditional blackout, but it's awesome blackout. Very simple to make. All you need to do is take the water and divide it in two. Half of it goes into your leaf gelatin to start to soften it. The other half goes into a saucepan with the caster sugar and liquid glucose. Heat that to 120 degrees Celsius. Use a sugar thermometer. Meanwhile, whisk up 2 egg whites. Once your egg whites are stiff and your sugar syrup is at 120 degrees Celsius, dribble one into the other as it whisks. Then your gelatin leaves, which have now softened, go into the hot pan. That will dissolve the gelatin and that can be added into the marshmallow mix as well. Final step, a couple of tablespoons of crushed Oreo, because why not? We've set our marshmallow in an identical tin to the cake sponge, and then we let all three cool. The cake cools, the pudding cools, and the marshmallow sets, and then we can construct it.
Mate, if I were to say, list the components of the perfect fridge can, what would you say?
Well, a fridge, obviously, a decent recipe, a couple of idiots, a few jokes, and comment of the week.
Comment of the week! Funny you should say that. James?
Yes?
What's going on with your mic? Before we construct our amazing Brooklyn Blackout chocolate Oreo cake, we'd read a comment of the week. So if you just like to scroll through those, read the top ones each time.
Oh,
come on.
I must not be the only one that thinks James is hella cute, right? Put him in some more of your videos. Hello James, winky face. James James looks huge, ha 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 ha. James! James!
Right, so I think it's pretty clear how much love James is getting. So if you just sit there, let's construct this and we'll just have him in the background. Keep your mouth shut and look hot.
While we construct a cake, all you need to do is spread our pudding. Now this is what makes blackout cake so unique, is the pudding. It's not an icing or a frosting. The cool chocolate pudding goes all over and around the sides of both halves, and then throw Oreo crumbs at it. And by Oreo crumbs, I mean blitzed up Oreos.
And by throw, you mean throw.
Sorry mate, you've got your goggles on.
Shut it, you. What is that? You only need to worry about covering the sides of one half, because now we're going to sandwich it with our Oreo marshmallow in the middle. A little bit of icing sugar over the marshmallow just stops it from sticking to absolutely everything as you stack it.
That is very good.
That is on point. You can clearly see what we've done here. We've taken an amazing pre-existing recipe and just pimped it a little bit. We want to know what we should do next. So if you've got any ideas of how we can take something that already exists and make it amazing and even better, comment down below and we're going to make the one with the most likes.
And if you actually got a photo, then upload it to Sorted Food, because visual creativity, inspiration is also good.
That is also true.
I think I made those words up. Awesome. Thanks, James.
Cheers, mate. How was that for a cheesy transition?
Nailed it. Now, if you're not into sweet stuff, we have done 2 awesome savoury recipes this week.
We sure have. On Tuesday, we went to Ben's house and we made a chicken pate. It sounds underwhelming, but it was overwhelming. Also on Friday, chicken and pandan pancakes.
Yeah, of all of the Big Night In episodes, Jamie has claimed this was his favourite.
Delicious! As if that wasn't enough, Carol and Duca on Sorted Food Brazil are talking big food.
With some awesome guests. And one more thing, we do need a favour from you guys. We know that you have loads of friends, and we know that you have family, and sometimes you eat with dogs and cats and other pets.
With them.
So if you've got any photos, or next time you're eating or cooking with friends or family, then please send us the photos with hashtag sorted food, because they might just end up in the opening credits of a brand new series coming soon.
They pretty certainly will, because we're desperate for those photos, so please do send them in. Well, dare I say it, that fridge cam had everything.
It had casual discussion about blitzed up chicken offal.
He's talking about pate. It had cakes disguised as Oreos.
And apparently your new favourite, James.
Yeah, James.
One thing it didn't have though.
What was that?
Sorted's take on a breakfast taco, coming to you same time, same place next week.
Sunday, 10 AM UK time. Yeah, that's all the instruction that you need. Just
That's
make
a
sure
fridge
you're
cam.
there.
That's a wrap.